Hey folks, Craig Hawk, Small Fry Aquatics. Thanks for stopping by. I thought today would be a fun day to do some letters that I receive. There's two really funny ones here. I'm going to hope they were both intended with the kind of humor I'm actually going to read them with. And it's going to be a good lead in so that I can talk to you about pricing of fish and why they cost what they do. Okay, so here's the letters. There's two of them here. First one is from Daryl Gibbons. Dear Small Fry Aquatics, you suck. Just kidding. Keep up the good work. Now, you might have been right the first time. Okay. Next one is from, let me scoot down here, Steve from White Plains, New York. I actually changed the name on this and the city as well. I just like White Plains, so that's why I thought I'd put it in here. Hey, Small Fries, Fries. Why do your fish cost so much? I can find a dozen people online that sell those longfin plecos what you sell, and they charge half of what you do, but they're out of stock. I bought from you once, and I'll tell you where you can save some money. Knock off that, and he spells it Strafoam. Knock off the Strafoam and all that insulation. Also, put less water in the bag and more fish. Also, the fish should be bigger at that price. I'd buy some red ones, but the yellow ones you sold me had babies, and now I need another tank. Okay. I guess that's not your fault. But it can't afford both, and you still charge a lot. When are you going to have $1 a fish sale, like the $1 a gallon tank sale? Steve, White Plains, New York. Steve, I think you're going to be waiting a long time for me to come up with $1 a fish sale for plecos. But I did make some notes here, and I thought it would be fun to answer why fish cost, or at least why my fish cost what they cost. Okay? First of all, I have fish from 3 different sources. I breed them myself, I buy sometimes from other hobbyists, and as a last resort, I will actually use importers or wholesalers. Let's talk about all three of them. If I'm going to do importing or wholesaling, that is a mammoth undertaking. It takes medication, tank space, and time. If I bring in a fish, let's say it's September, let's say September 1st, that fish at best will not be ready to be sold until mid-October or even later. I got to run it through antibiotics and all kinds of medication. I got to make sure it's healthy, happy, doing the things it's supposed to do. So that's why I say bringing them in from a wholesaler is an absolute last resort. Now, let's talk about other hobbyists. Why would I use another hobbyist? Well, many times those guys are doing good work. They come up with fish that they don't want or can't use, and they don't ship, can't ship, don't really want to learn how to ship because it's a lot of work. It's which we'll get to in a second here. It's both costly in supplies. It takes time to actually do. So I will buy their fish, quote, on the cheap. Most of them are very happy to make that arrangement because they didn't have anything to do with the fish other than, and typically I'll come to their house anyway. Now, if they want to take them to the local fish store, they'll probably actually get less there than what I'll give them, but that's not a bad source. So now we're back to my primary source, my fish breeding. It is a mammoth undertaking. There's 40 tanks down there just devoted to what I call the designer plecos, the longfin super reds, longfin albinos, longfin calicos, longfin blue-eyed lemons, on and on and on. The tank space for the breeding colony is enormous. I got to have tank space for grow out. I need to have fish at various sizes, and I can't go digging around. If I need 1.5 inch fish, I got to have those all in one place. If people want 2 inch fish, I got to have those all in one place. So there's a lot of work. Food is very expensive. I mean, could I just throw in flake or some kind of scratch food for the bottom? Sure, I could, but they won't grow on that. They won't be healthy on that, and they won't spawn on that. So they have to be fed good food. Water changes. I do 50% twice a week and 10% every day. And it's only a semi-automated system, but the cost of the water is enormous. I'm retired and now this is kind of my full-time job. Otherwise, I'd never be able to do it. So that's why it costs so much. Let me set my notes down here. Let me go back to shipping. One last comment there. If you buy from me, whatever shipping you pay, you essentially only pay whatever the post office or UPS or FedEx or whatever I'm using at that time. I don't charge you for the box, the styrofoam or the styrofoam, the insulation that goes in there, the heat pack. I don't charge you for any of those things because I think it's incumbent upon me to get the fish to you in a healthy, warm, safe way. And I do have live arrival guarantees with all of my fish, and you won't find that with everybody unless you do an overnight shipment. And I don't always require that. It all depends on the sensitivity of the fish, the time of the year. There's a lot that goes into that. So again, maybe my fish do, well, no, I shouldn't say maybe. I will agree that my fish cost more than other people's fish. I think you get a lot more. I get customers who literally send me pictures of the fish they bought last year and the year before, and they're pleased and they're spawning, and even descendants are spawning. So it's really I think you get more. I just hope you do anyway. So we say in the hobby, a fish that is spawning is a healthy fish. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you what is spawning in the fish room currently. Right now, I have longfin super reds that have just egged up. I have longfin albinos that have egged up, short fin of both of those that have egged up. I've got L333s. Those fry are free swimming. I have one or two, believe it or not, L046s. Fry swimming around in the big tank. I can't get them out because there's nothing but rocks inside there, but it means that they have finally gotten old enough to spawn, because L046s need to be around 3 years old before they spawn. So the fish room's healthy. Everything's doing good down there. I think you're getting a good product with me, at least, like I say, I hope so. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye-bye.